All right. First, we're going to start with the volume of a cone. Here's the formula here. So it's going to be pi r squared times height. Radius is 5. You can see right here that this is a radius, and the radius is 5. Okay? So we're going to replace r in the formula. So pi stays there. We're going to replace r with 5. And now the height is 12. And then when we're all done, we're going to divide it by 3. And that's it. The rest of this is just knowing how a formula is read and what you're doing. First thing you're going to do is square the 5. So 5 squared gives you 25, right? So you're left with pi times 25 times 12. So it's all times. And then divide by 3. Then 25 times 12 is 300, right? So we're left with 300 pi on the top of the fraction, and then 3 on the bottom. Divide by 3, you get 100 pi. Now, if you wanted an answer not in terms of pi, you just had to multiply 100 times 3.14, and that's it. You'd be done. So, but for right now, we're just going to leave it as 100 pi. Here we go. Now, what about this one? So what if they gave me the volume and they wanted to find the height? So we'd have to think back. The volume formula for a cone is pi r squared times height divided by 3. And right now it says the volume is 288 pi. So we replace volume with 288 pi equals pi. We know the radius. They gave us the diameter. They gave us the entire length. But we can figure out the radius is because it's half of the diameter. So we know that this is 6 squared. We do not know the height. That is a mystery. So our goal now is to leave height by himself. So we got to get rid of the 3, the 6 squared, and the pi. So first we can get rid of the 3. Let's get rid of the 3. How do you do? What's the opposite of dividing by 3? You multiply by 3. Cancel. So now this side I have to multiply by 3 as well, because whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. So it's going to be 3 times all this. And now we're going to have 3 times 8. That's 24. 24 plus 2, 26. 864 pi equals pi. Now, we can do the 6 squared to get it out of our way. 36. And then height. So now we got to get rid of the pi. So we're going to divide by pi. Cancel. Divide by pi. Cancel. Then we're going to be left with 864 equals 36h. Now, again, how do you leave h by itself? You do the opposite. 36 and h are multiplying, so I'm going to divide by 36. Divide by 36. So, we'll do a little division over here. 864 divided by 36. We can put 2 in here. That'll make 72. Subtract. We'll get 4 and 1. Bring this down. Get a 4. That's going to be 4. And, yeah, 4 times 36. 4 times 4 is 4. Then that's going to be 12, 14, and that's going to be 0. So our height is 24. Height. Okay. I don't know what to like this thing, but... Oh, that's a piece of paper, of course. Okay. Back to the work. Okay, so the height is 24 after the division right here. Because now you have h by itself, but whatever the answer to this is h, and that was 24. All right, here we go. So now we have the volume and they gave us the height, but they didn't give us a radius. Same thing. The formula is the volume of a cone is pi r squared times height divided by 3. So now we can replace volume with what they gave us. We can replace the r, no we can't, so we're going to leave it r squared. The h we can replace with 6, and the 3 ends up right here. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, let's see here. Let's get rid of let's divide by pi. Or actually, let's multiply by 3. Let's multiply by 3. Multiply by 3, and we're going to get 3 times 9, that's 27. 21 plus 2 is 23. 23. That's going to be 2. That's going to be 9. That's going to be 6. And we're left with 692.37. So 692.37 equals pi r squared times 6. So let's see if we divide by 3.14. Divide by 3.14. We'll get an answer here. Let me see here. Let's do, if we divide by 3.14, we should get an answer like, let me see here. Divide this by 4. All right. You should get an answer that's 210.5 equals r squared times 6. Then we're going to divide this by 6, and our answer should be 36.75. And that'll be r squared, and then you square root this, square root that, and whatever the square root of this is going to be your answer. All right? So square root this, tell me in the comments what the answer to this is, and because I don't want to make this video too long, so now we'll go to the sphere here, all the way over here. That formula kept on running. All right, so the formula for a sphere is 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. So first we have to figure out what the radius is, because we were given the diameter. So the radius is going to be 9, because it's half of the diameter. So radius is going to be 9. So 4 pi 9 cubed divided by 3. So 9 times 9 is 81. But we got to multiply by 9 again. So it's going to be 9 plus 720, so 729. So 4 pi 729 divided by 3. Then we got to multiply by 4. So 4 times 729, so that'll be here. 4 times 9, that's going to be 36. 8, 11, 28, 29. So that's going to be 2,916 pi divided by 3. Divide this by 3. 2,916 divided by 3. That's going to be a 0. That's going to be a 9. That's going to be 27. 2, 1. That's going to be 7. 21. That's going to be 0. Bring down a 6. That's going to be 2. So 972 pi is our final answer. Pretty simple equation. Once you get in there, you just have to put the radius in there and then just multiply and divide by 3. So in this problem, they gave us the surface area of a circle and we need to find the volume. So surface area formula, if you remember from a previous video, is 4 pi r squared. So if the surface area is 36 pi, and we know that it's 4 pi r squared, we can divide by pi on both sides. Be left with 36 equals 4 r squared divided by 4. Divided by 4. 9 equals r squared, square root. That gets rid of the squared sign there. And that turns into 3. So r equals 3. Now that we know the radius is 3, we can do the volume formula, which is 4 pi r cubed over 3. So it's going to be 3 times 3 times 3. That's 4 pi 27. Then I'm going to do 27 times the 4. It's going to be 80 plus 28. That's 108 pi divided by 3. Then we're going to divide this by 3, and we're going to get 36 pi. Done. So we use the surface area formula to figure out the radius. Once we knew the radius, we just had to put it in the volume formula. Now here's a composite shape. There are 2 shapes. Now the formula for half a circle doubles what it's dividing by. So the formula for that one is 4 pi r cubed divided by 6. This formula does not change. The cone formula is just pi r squared times height divided by 3. So all we have to do is find the radius and the height, do the formula, and here we just have to find the radius and do the formula. So the radius is 6 for this one. So it's going to be 6 times 6, which is 36. That equals 36, and then times 6 is going to give us 1. That's going to be 18. Wait, 6 times 6 is 36. It should be here, 3. And then 6 times 3, that's going to give us 18, 21. So 218. So it's going to be 218. Oh, wait, that's not where I should go. That should not go there. Couple mistakes in this video. Okay. All right. So that's going to be 218. And then we're going to multiply that by 4. So it's going to be 840 plus 32. So 872. So 872 pi divided by 6. And that'll be our final answer. Is it divisible by 3? It should be divisible by 3. Did I mess up somewhere here? 6 times 6 is 36. There should be a 6. There's my first mess up. See? Full of mess ups this video. Let's start over here. So let's do 6 times 6 is 36. 6 here, 3 there. 6 times 3 is 18 plus 3 is 21. 216 times 4. So 216 times 4 is 840 plus 24. So 840 plus 24 is 864. Now, is it divisible by 2? Yeah. Is it divisible by 3? It is. So now I know it's right. Okay, so it's divisible by 6. So that's going to make, the answer for this one is going to be 1, 4, 4 pi. 144 pi. So let's do this one. The radius is 6, so it's going to be r squared. So 6 squared is 36 times the height, which is 8, divided by 3. All right. So 36 times 8, or we can shrink the 36 first. You could divide this at any time. So this could make 12. 12 times 8 is 96. So the answer for this is 96 pi. If I can get the this thing to work nicely. 96 pi. So it might have looked like a lot because I was trying to do everything on here. But the formulas are very simple. You put the numbers in, and then you multiply the top, and then when you're done, you divide the bottom, avoiding the pi in most cases. Here we had to cancel out the pi. Here I did it without terms of pi. Here, 972 pi. Okay, problem shouldn't have been that difficult to follow. Good luck.